So when is it okay to lie? Is it okay to lie for grief? Is it okay to lie for good intentions, even though it might spiral out of control and that lie might help people and yourself? That's really up to you to decide. Chase Lehocky here with the Blue Futon Ruin Eleanor the Great. What's about pretty simple premise. Eleanor has been living with her best friend for about 11 years. She passed away. She's a Holocaust survivor. Eleanor isn't. She moves back to New York with her daughter and her grandchild, or her daughter's, son, if you want to put it that way. And she accidentally stumbles into a Holocaust survivors group, and she tells the story of her best friend and spirals into a journalistic story on camera at a synagogue, and other things do come up where you're like, oh my god, is this a bad thing to do? Or is it doing it because you telling her story proves her story matters and she's kind of still alive? And since she never told her story, maybe someone can understand her story and live out what happened to her and her brother. So did I like this film? It's a weird one because they manipulate this on purpose, where if this was anything younger, like a 20, 30, 40, 50-year-old, this movie would not work whatsoever. However, since they're doing it with 94-year-olds, it feels like you're given a little bit of a pass with this movie, where it's like, oh, the old lady, she's just wanting to remember her best friend, all this, all that, all this, and it feels very manipulative in that way. I mean, that's not saying it wasn't acted well by everyone involved, with June Squibb, if I'm saying her name correctly, and people are saying, oh, this could be her Oscar nomination because it's probably going to be her last film. I don't see it happening, but there's been crazier things in the universe that do occur. So, I mean, like I said, it's acted pretty well. Scarlett Johansson's directorial debut, which is a very interesting movie for her to direct. I don't know, maybe because it was kind of based in New York, and I think she lives in New York with her husband, because her husband also does SNL. I don't know, maybe that's why they decided to choose this story. But it is a story about grief through in and throughout, about how does one handle it, because also the journalistic side of it, you have the dad and the daughter grieving for the mother, who was Jewish as well, and trying to connect on that level. So you do have some connecting the dots here and there when dealing with both sides of the aisle of these characters. Like I said, Scarlett Johansson's first time directing it, and it's very basically made. It's a basic movie made basic. That it doesn't really need a lot of pizzazz to really like put effort into this movie. I know that sounds awful, but I mean, it just felt like anyone could have directed this movie, right? It feels like there was nothing like special behind the camera, which is fine. I mean, it's her first time directing and maybe trying to do something new, or just trying to do something safe, which is fine. But a lot of movies do play that safe, element to it, like The Friend and other things that have come out later this year. And there's that level to it. I mean, this came out at TIFF and they were thinking, oh, maybe we'll get some awards. I don't think it's going to occur, even though going at TIFF was probably a good idea to try to get some of the word of mouth out. And now the word of mouth doesn't seem like the greatest. I think on Metacritic is at a 50-ish%. I could be wrong, but let me know down below if I'm right or wrong. But yeah, the movie is so simplistically simple that it's hard to kind of really review this movie, because you could kind of find it like cold, and you could also find it kind of like I said, manipulative is the right word for this movie. The score, it was very manipulative, right? Of like, we want you to cry now. You should cry right now. Cry right now. And did I cry at all in this movie? I did not. I did not feel the tears flowing. But when dealing with the actual stories being told of the writer, there are some good dialogue moments, especially with Chadwick. Oh, it's not Chadwick. Oh, sorry. Oh, Ford, I can't say his name. I'm an idiot. I'm white. Sue me. Where he talks about how he's never been able to say his wife's name for 8 months. I kind of know that feeling. It took me forever to say my sister's name, like a decade. it really took me that long to actually say her name. And it was actually pretty recently when telling my mom that one of my friends, Sheree, and who she married, that her, she was my sister's recruiter to go into the Air Force. And so I think that's really bonkers where this girl I knew from the academy for the longest time married a female who was my sister's recruiter. And it is just like a small world craziness that does occur in this movie where you are in the world and you're just like, oh my God, how is this even possible? And it does make you think about life and like how small this world is. But this music does make you be like, cry right now. And so does the writing at the same time. Like, we're going to try to do some tears here. We're going to try to have some pivotal points here. And that's what I'm saying. Yes, you know that this story's going to fall apart at the end of the movie. You've seen this time movie before. But like I said, since it's happening to a 94-year-old lady, at a point, people aren't going to be too mad because of the reasoning behind the lie and where it does take people to think about grief overall. So Eleanor the Great, it's a movie about grief, lying, and is a lie good or is a lie bad, and should you be mad at this lie? It's acted fine. I think Scarlett Johansson is a fine time directing. The score, like I said, is manipulative, and I think this movie just is a manipulative time that some people are going to like or not, and I think it's very middle of the road. So Eleanor the Great will receive a 3 out of 5 Futons, which equals at 60%. So let's see the critics and user scores that gave this one. So you have critics say 64% with 36 of them. Nothing for the audience score yet. Critic consensus. Scarlett Johansson's directorial debut may have the pitfalls of an unsteady visionary, but this ultimately uneven caper is greatly amplified by Jude Squibb's exquisite performance. And it's Chiwetel Ejiofor. That's how much I know how to say people's names, okay? Sue me. Just sue me. Dog hair everywhere. Anyway, 64, 60. Chase Acker, the Blue Futon. Like, comment, subscribe. One of these Futontopia. You Blue Futon, saying watch for a great day. I don't care what to say tomorrow, week from a month, a year from now. I'll just go freaking one of you. Peace and love, peace and love. And my dog is up here for the pets. Mickey wants that belly rub.